everyone. My name is Kelsey Tabella Baxter, and I am the Volunteer and Development Coordinator here at Sojourner House. Today, I am joined by one of our amazing board members and monthly donors, Ed D'Arizzo. Would you like to say hi, Ed?
Hello, how's everybody?
Hi, thank you so much for joining us today. So we just wanted to chat a little bit about um, why you became a monthly donor at Sojourner House, and we have a few questions for you about your support. So let's just kick it off. So why do you support Sojourner House?
Well, it's the mission. Now let me just let me go back a little. In 2017, I was invited to the spring kickoff by Christine McDermott. Now, Christine and I were program co-chairs for a class at Leadership Rhode Island, and that's where we met. So she sent me the invitation, and I went, and I think it was at the Providence G, the rooftop.
Yep.
I was just so impressed. I mean, the executive director gave a summary of the work that's being done by Sojourner House, and I was so impressed that I gave an initial contribution. I can tell you that I retired from the Rhode Island Health Department in 2016, and I was looking for some things to do, post, retirement. I wanted to sort of break a little out of the public health mode and into work with an organization that was committed to helping people. And I knew that night when, after Vanessa was through with her speech, I said, well, this is an organization I'd like to help them. I helped out monetarily, and they asked me to be on a governance committee, and then after that, to join the board. So so it started off with the mission, and I didn't know much about it other than mostly about the domestic violence and so on, but we can talk a little bit about other things later on. So that's what got me going, and that's why I support it. And so.
Awesome. Well, we're so happy you joined us at that initial event that you went to. We're so happy that you're with us now. So what motivated you to become a monthly donor?
Well, I think monthly donations, first of all, it's an easy way to donate. I actually started doing that with other organizations, and I was happy that Sojourner House had that. That's number one. But number two, I think it shows that day to day. I know it's a monthly donation, not a day to day, but it shows that day to day commitment to the organization. And I think from my perspective, that's what I wanted to show. I wanted to show that I had this day-to-day commitment to the organization, to the mission, to the staff, and to the great work that they were doing. That they still are doing every day. So I think that's what motivates you to become a monthly donor. In addition, well, we'll get into it at another. I don't want to go too fast on this.
That's great. So what would you say to someone who is thinking of becoming a monthly donor but isn't quite sure if that's the route that they want to go?
Well, I think if someone's thinking about becoming a monthly donor, they're already thinking about becoming a donor. Yeah. And I think that from that perspective, you've convinced them that this is a worthwhile organization, and to support. And from that perspective, it's having a conversation with them, saying, look, the monthly donation will show your support throughout the year, and it's important for Sojourner House and the work that they're doing to have that monthly donations, that constant money's coming in to support their mission and working with the families that they are working with. In addition to that, I always say, if you're going to contribute $100, I would say to someone, well, why don't you give $10 a month? and that'll eventually obviously give us $120. Same thing with someone who may want to give a $200 donation. How about $20? And when you think about that, when I talk to people about that and saying, well, think about $20 a month. Think about what you spend $20 a month on,
Right.
and or $20 at any given time, and so on. And think about all the good that you can do to support a family, to support someone who needs needs supportive housing, transitional, whatever the focus is that we need. And I think it's easy from that point. I think it's easy from that point to say, hey, this is a better way to do that. And then the positive on it is that we'll take in $20, $40, $60 more a month. But I think it has to do with that commitment. It's that again, a day-to-day, month-to-month commitment, and that you're showing to the organization. That's important.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
that's usually my quick elevator speech on giving monthly donations, because I think it is important for that, for those two reasons. So.
Yeah, definitely. So is there anything else you'd like to tell us about your experience with Sojourner House?
Well, I think that, when I probably should have gotten into this earlier, but obviously when I first started, working with Sojourner House and some of the great people there, its main mission, domestic violence but they expanded their role and not afraid to do that. And they've taken the hard work and the competency that they've shown and expanded it out. So you start getting into issues. I mean, we had periodically during board meetings, we'll have individuals come from Sojourner House and talk about their role, whether it's someone talking about doing education at high schools with respect to dating violence, whether it be individuals from the LGBT community, group at Sojourner House talking about the work that they're doing, assisting undocumented individuals who get involved with domestic violence. There's also a program now for, as we think mostly with females, there's also a program there with males that we're dealing with. And the expansion of the role, not being afraid to expand in different roles, is important. It's important for the organization, not only for the growth, but to branch out for all the good work that they do. And so that's one part of it. Those are things that I've enjoyed through it'll be, I think it's, let's see, I think I joined the board probably at the end of 17, beginning of 18, something like that. So, that I'd love to see that grow. I think the other thing that I'd like to tell people about Sojourner House, and it has to do with the staff, and the board of directors too. So let me just start with the senior staff at Sojourner House. I worked, managed many people in my career at the public health department, 6, 7 divisions at a time, and so on. And the work and the commitment that you have from the senior staff there is incredible. I always kid Vanessa sometimes about about her emails on a Sunday afternoon, or at different times on a Friday night, and so on, like that. Secondly, the board of directors is it's just amazing. I've been involved with many boards, executive committees, and so on. And again, there's that commitment from the board to do what they do anything that they can do to look at helping and assisting the overall mission of the Sojourner House. And lastly, but certainly not least, is the staff, the individual staff there. And, the joy that we have, we do interact with the staff maybe a couple of times a year. And um, the way they talk about the work that they do, the self-satisfaction, the commitment, the smile on their faces when we talk about that. The last event, one of the last live events I was at for anything, was the spring kickoff this year. I think it was early in March.
Yep.
I'm going to say March 3rd, but maybe that's right or wrong. I know it was the place in Providence, and once again, having that quick discussion with some of the day-to-day workers and some of the staff people, and just talking about their work and seeing the smile on their face, and knowing that they're doing a service for people who need their service at any time. It could be at any time. It could be the eve before a holiday, and if they need their help, they're gonna receive it. So I think those are the other things that I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the staff or the board, and Sojourner House, which is again, from someone who's worked with thousands of people throughout the years. So those are other comments. Hope I wasn't too long.
No, not at all. Thank you so much, Ed, for chatting with us.
That's okay.
It's so good to see you, and thank you again. We really appreciate everything that you've done for Sojourner House and that you continue to do, and your support means so much to us. So thank you so much.
No problem. My pleasure.